I would like to call to order the Plan Commission for Tuesday, May 5th, 2026. Roll call, please.
President Kardowski.
Here.
Gary Paul.
Here.
Chris Atkinson.
Here.
Jay Krieger.
Here.
Mike Skiffington.
Here.
Corey Campbell and James Allen are excused.
Please stand for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And please remember our men and women throughout the world in uniform. I have no changes to the agenda. I need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion and a second to approve the agenda as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Action on the minutes of April 9th, 2026.
Move to approve. Second.
Motion and a second to approve those minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 6, comments from the public must be limited to items not on the agenda, must state name and address. You're limited to 5 minutes. The board's role is to listen and not discuss the item. Personnel issues cannot be discussed nor individuals named, and the board is not able to take action at this meeting. Is there anybody that would like to make any comments on items not on tonight's agenda? Anybody who'd like to make comments on items not on the agenda? Okay, moving on. Number 7, items for discussion and possible action. 7A, consider, discuss, act on a request rezoning of a part of parcel VA-L360-6 from R1 Family Residence District to B1 Local Business District located at 1280 West Main Avenue. Aaron.
All right, thank you. I will share my screen and bring up the zoning map. Okay, there we go. So the requested rezoning, as indicated from the applicant, he does have an accepted offer in the property contingent upon rezoning of the front, roughly 2/3 of the parcel from R1 one family residence to B1 local business district. The property is located at the intersection of West Main Avenue and Sand Acres Drive. Of course, West Main Avenue is a county highway as well. The rezoning request is to allow for the construction of a business office with a garage for his contracting business, fronting on West Main Avenue, and then a single-family home on the backside of the lot. The R1 lot would maintain 90 feet of frontage and meet the 10,000 square foot minimum lot size for an R1 district, and the B1 district property would also meet the minimum dimensional standards for that. Subject property is currently vacant, grass with a few trees. Far northwest corner of the property is subject to shoreline zoning permit requirements. As indicated in the map, properties around the subject rezoning are R1 and B3 to the east, R1 and RE, or rural estate, to the north, BP, or business park, to the west, P, public use, to the northwest and to the southwest, R1 to the southwest, and then B3 again immediately to the south. So the area does have a mixture of different zoning classifications right now. The request to rezone to B1 would allow for buffering, if you will, between the proposed R1 lot and the existing R1 property on Sand Acres Drive. When reviewing a rezoning, the comprehensive plan should always be reviewed to ensure consistent decisions. When evaluating those requests, goals, objectives, and considerations should be reviewed to maintain that consistency. In terms of the comprehensive plan, specific objectives related to the requested rezone include from land use objectives, promote redevelopment efforts that include a mixture of synergistic residential, commercial, recreational, and institutional uses, promote the development of new housing options and businesses, ensure compatibility of adjoining land uses for both existing and future development, actively promote business and industry expansion and redevelopment in the industrial and business park. From the land use chapter, consideration for the subject rezoning, work with owners of the remaining vacant lands within the industrial and business park to find appropriate businesses to locate on those properties. The applicant was not able to attend this evening, but I certainly am willing to answer any questions that I can at this time.
Okay,
Aaron,
Yes, sir.
can you describe the future of this general area? As you know, I'm not for rezoning something that could, especially for a house on a piece of property that could be well used for commercial use.
So just to be clear, the property is currently zoned R1, one-family residence, and the request is to rezone it, rezone the front two-thirds of the parcel from R1 to B1s to be actually increasing the available business property in the village.
So you think we'll continue to rezone that in R1 then, or B1? You know, what I'm saying is the property around it has a multiple use for it, and you're gonna stick a home in there. But it is zone for residential one, am I right? The way it is.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay, so then if we go to the B zoning, we got that house sticking there.
Not the way it's laid out, Gary, because the house is behind it on Sandacre's court.
Oh, there is a home back there.
Yeah, and then there's another home, and then there's, I actually drove out there today, and then there's another home, but that's the estate or whatever. So I know what you're saying, Gary. I guess the only home I'm concerned with is the one on West Main. But if you look at everything else on West Main, it's all B1. I mean, it's all, you come right down West Main, is B1 all the way down. There's businesses all the way, and then we have this one house, and then we have this corner lot that we're talking about.
Yeah, I can see that. I wish I could have taken a ride over there, look at that a little more. I really didn't see that other home and that property there.
I took a ride. I took a ride out there today as well, and I mean, it's the ideal spot to do this for somebody that wants to have a home-based business like that. I guess I'm kind of for it because you are taking an R1 and still putting a house on it. That's the one thing I don't want to be doing is taking away our residential properties because we don't have enough of it. So if we could remove that in the future and add more business, we're just taking away a spot that you could have built a single-family home, and that's what we need. So something like this is ideal. I have no issue with it at all. I think it's a good use of the property.
Okay. All right.
I'm more interested what, there's the owner of the R1 that's kind of jammed in between these. Because to me, everything on West Main except for that one house is R1.
I did speak with the applicant on that, and this was before he even applied. I did recommend that he reach out to those homeowners, both on Sandacre's Court as well as the one immediately to the east on West Main. I believe he has. Regardless, they are notified in terms of the rezoning for the public hearing at Village Board as well.
Okay. That's the only one. The other one's going down Sandacre's Court. I'm like, okay, that's R1 continuing back there. So I was okay with it, and that was my only concern was that one home. So I'll make the motion to recommend approval of the requested rezoning of part of parcel VA-L360-6 from R1, one family, to B1 local business located at 1280 West Main Avenue.
I will second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to recommend approval of the requested rezoning of parcel VA-L360-6.
Can you just ask one question? What is the green roof above R1 off of West Main?
Let me just bring the map up again.
That big, it's to the north of the house.
To the west.
Okay, so on the map there, Mike, which one?
The R1, next to the B3, there's a house, and then there's this big green garage, whatever, behind it. What is that?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a rental.
So, this area right here, yeah, that, up on the map, if you look up there, see a little hand up there, is that the one you're talking
No,
about?
below that,
Below that? This is,
not that, on the R1. The house, when you
Oh.
get that, what's that?
the rental company actually leases that from that property owner.
It's just an outbuilding,
Yep.
a shed.
That came through a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
Okay,
It is a great spot for somebody to be doing this.
Okay.
okay. We have a motion and a second. Are there any more comments, questions, concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Yeah,
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Okay, 7B, consider, discuss, act on the Winding Creek Estates final subdivision plat, parcel VA-L333-2. Aaron?
All right, thank you. I'll share my screen again, bring up a image of the proposed final plat. Okay. So as indicated in the staff report, the final plat has been submitted for the Winding Creek Estates subdivision plat on parcel VA-L333-2. This is the extension of Pagel's Place to the east, and then it swings to the north, as well as a connection to Ponds Edge Court in the south. Just to refresh your memory, there was a planned unit development approved for this property by the village board and recommended by the Plan Commission, indicating a number of single-family lots that you see here and here, as well as then some duplex areas and some townhomes, and then future apartment development here in the far east end, as well as a stormwater pond, and then your floodway, environmentally sensitive areas along the creek. So again, that's just for reference for the planned unit development. Going back to the subdivision plat itself, we do have a list under our subdivision code of our required improvements, and we are meeting with the development team later this week to discuss the development agreement and work out just some of the fine details on that. I should note that the PUD does have a one-year period for approval, after which it does expire. The applicant has requested an extension for that PUD. That'll come to village board at the May meeting. In terms of the plat itself, we do include the trail easement for an extension of the Sand Acres Trail north to Arts Lane. I am working with TC Energy to get that easement in place. TC Energy has the underlying 100-foot easement for their natural gas pipeline. So in order to get that additional easement on top of that, we do need to get sign off from TC Energy on that, and I'm actively working with them on that process. So that, I guess, stay tuned. We'll get that through hopefully here eventually. In terms of recommended staff conditions, actually I should note first that as a preliminary plat was approved under state statute and village code, a final plat that is substantially similar to the preliminary plat is therefore entitled to approval. So what we're looking at here is making sure that the final plat is substantially similar to the preliminary plat and basically reiterating the conditions of the preliminary plat that were not yet addressed. So what I'll do in the conditions of approval, just read through those. Approval by the Ashwaubenon Village Board of a PUD extension request. Revise the recreational trail easement granted to the village of Ashwaubenon to be 20 feet wide. Revise the 10-foot drainage easement to 12 feet on lots 1 through 12 per village code. Overlay the proposed pond on Outlot 1 over the plat to include a 12-foot level area around the pond to maintain the pond in the future. Property line shall also include the entire berm for the pond. Again, these are all conditions that were also identified as part of the preliminary plats. We're just kind of reiterating those. Prepare a detailed stormwater management report with calculations and erosion control plan for review and approval by the village engineer. Confirm the rear yard drainage for lots 12 through 22 and lots 28 through 46. Review potential need for a stormwater management facility for lots 1 through 20 and lots 38 through 46. Prepare detailed engineering plans and construction documents for review and approval by the village engineer. Review the sanitary sewer plans for eastern part of development and potential need for a 30-foot easement and connection to new water interceptor sewer. Number 7, indicate the shoreline zone area in the final subdivision plat. Number 8, preparation, adoption of a formal development agreement between the Village of Ashwaubenon and the developer. Specific details to include but not limited to utility, sanitary sewer, storm sewer, water main, and roadway, curb and gutter, street, initial and final asphalt timing, street lighting, sidewalks, cluster mailboxes, street trees, design, construction, warranty, and payment. Process for deeding Outlot 1 to the village for stormwater management purposes. Provision of documentation regarding approval for wetland filling on Lot 22. Payment of $46,495 in park fees. Construction and delivery traffic shall not access the site via Pond's Edge Court. That was a very big point of discussion at both Plan Commission and Village Board. I want to make sure that's reiterated. And then last, approval of the final plat by the Brown County Planning Commission. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, the development team is in the audience as well if you have specific questions for them.
First of all, I would like to thank the developer for working with the neighbors. I know that when this first came through, there was a lot of consternation, and, you know, Craig, you and your team did a great job in working with the neighbors and calming their fears, and I thank you greatly for that. That was great. So I don't have any questions.
I only have a comment. It's still a great development and a really good problem for Ashwaubenon. I'm happy to see it come in. We definitely need more R1 in this area, so.
Yeah, I would absolutely echo that, and any movement on that road out to West Main.
I guess if you would, Craig, you would mind coming up here to answer that?
Yeah,
That would- No, please.
bring them up there, it'd be great.
However many can fit on the chair.
There we go.
Yeah, so Craig Kasner, VHC Incorporated, 1500 Waterford Drive.
Andrew Berger, Best Built, and my address is 917 Hedwig Court in De Pere.
Chandler Kasner, Best Built, 1511 Templemore Lane, Ashwaubenon.
So the question was,
Any movement to get that connector out to West Main with our,
I'm going to let Andrew kind of talk about it. He's been in connection with Mr. Van.
talking with them? Yeah.
You want to give a little update?
Sure. The update is no progress yet. It's
Okay.
an ongoing conversation. It appears that it will happen at some point.
Yeah.
The timing is just yet to be determined.
Yeah, I just was curious, because I know that was one of the big things to get the, to get that road put in there. I mean, it's a great development. It's, to me, it's what we really need. It's just a matter of if we have that extra entrance there, that would help the traffic and eliminate some of the concerns of the other residents going the other direction. That's all.
We understand the benefits of it, and, you know, I think it's just when, you know, he's ready.
He's ready to do it.
something. I think, you know, we're certainly on his radar for calling us, but until he's ready, there's not a whole lot we can do. So.
Right. Okay.
By any chance, do you have a right of first refusal on that house?
On his property, no. No, I don't, he's never
I mean,
put it on the market.
There's another whole bunch of lots that you could put in if that road went through.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely be another continuation to some kind of development. We think it'd be a good fit and a great connector. It would take a lot of pressure off, you know, the traffic that's going to currently work its way backwards, you know, up to the subdivision, so.
Right. All right. Thanks.
Any other questions? Okay, thanks.
So I'll make the motion to approve the Whining Creek Estates final subdivision plat for parcel VA-L333-2 with staff conditions.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve Winding Creek Estates final subdivision plat for parcel VA-L333-2 with staff conditions. Any other comments, questions, concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Items for next agenda.
Yes, we will. Just for reference, the village board did refer the West Point Center PUD back to Plan Commission. So it will come back to Plan Commission at our June meeting.
Okay. Okay, and I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.